is up? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful day. Back with some more Star Ocean 2 Second Story R gameplay. And guys, if you are a Star Ocean fan, you definitely are enjoying this. And if you've never played Star Ocean, highly recommend playing this excellent classic brought back to life JRPG from the 90s. But unfortunately, I'm not going to be talking about something I feel very great about. Something I feel very, very nervous about. And I think a lot of people will definitely relate. I made a post about this last week, and it's definitely got me worried, and that is the fabled, whenever it does come out, Silent Hill 2 Remake. And guys, I'm gonna say this right now: if you are if you're somebody who knows some Silent Hill video game fans, reach out and give them a hug or something, because they need some. They need some support now, because, man, I tell you what, it is absolutely criminal how they're getting treated right now. I mean, to think that at one point Silent Hill and Resident Evil were running neck and neck, I mean, that was such a glorious time just to have those two franchises releasing back-to-back, like, great games, excellent titles in the franchise, and now look at it, it's just like, it's completely night and day. But if you don't know why I'm so worried, even though it's not hard to understand why, but I can say one word and it basically explains everything. And even before all the events this past week or two, this one word is the biggest word why I think a lot of people are really, cautiously optimistic, now really cautiously and really worried. And that's unfortunately Konami. And while I'll say I've had my moments with Capcom in the past, obviously from the Resident Evil franchise, Konami is a completely different ball game. That's a completely different animal, and Capcom on its worst days can't get to as low the level as Konami has, because Konami just, and it's sad because if you were growing up in those early days, man, especially in those 90s, man, Konami, they were a well-respected, well-loved gaming company. It's just now it's like night and day, and it's been so long since we've actually said their name and in terms of reverence of how great they were, because it's only maybe just to go back in the past. But man, and keep in mind, I'm a big-time Metal Gear Solid fan, and I'm absolutely worried for the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake and whenever that comes in. And you already know the whole situation between them and Metal Gear and Hideo, so it's just like you got so many things already working against you before the Silent Hill 2 remake even releases. But regardless, if you don't know, obviously about a week or two ago you had Silent Hill release their first new entry in about 11 years. How long is 11 years, you ask? About the length of the last Grand Theft Auto game, which ironically enough is finally going to get a reveal next month, so win for Grand Theft Auto fans there. But about that length of time, that's a long time. And you think about it logically, in about 11 years, how many Resident Evil games have been released? Yeah, it's absolutely mind-boggling, and still you have people in the franchise think the franchise is absolutely dead. It's like, hey, at least you can still get games. At the very least, you can still get games. But I'll say one thing: I don't think Silent Hill fans wanted this past game. With Silent Hill Ascension, guys, the less I say about this, the better. That game is so anti-just gamer. Like who is that for, really? Like, I know there's gonna be a few people that whole aesthetic specifically works for, but like not many. And that whole, what is it, emote or something of it's trauma. Yeah, it's almost as if they're just laughing and pouring salt on the wound. Yeah, it's trauma. It's hard to be a Silent Hill fan. That's what they get after 11 years? Really? Good God. I'm starting to wonder who gets tortured more, the characters in Silent Hill, the game, or the fans outside. I mean, like, holy mac. Like, I can only imagine that. I mean, we get mad. Like, we get so many Resident Evil fans mad and pissed off at Resident Evil 3 Remake, which I'm not going to deny and say is a perfect thing, but, like, it's not. It could have been a lot better, but it's a solid game. And nonetheless, you can still play, have fun. Like, what the hell has a Silent Hill fan been doing the last 11 years? I mean, that's what they get. The only thing they can do now is just go back to the original ones and play them, because they got nothing in over a decade worth even mentioning or talking about. It's just absolutely criminal what they've done to this well-established franchise. And not to mention, I feel like that hurts the survival horror genre and the whole thing. Just imagine if Resident Evil had Silent Hill constantly competing with it. That'd be an amazing time to be in. You know, obviously competition helps you get better and try to strive to be better and maybe do some more things, take some more chances. But the point I'm trying to make here is that with the whole possibility of them remaking Silent Hill 2 and it being at least acceptable, I mean, like, at least be a fun and entertaining game, I don't even know if I feel very confident about that. I mean, just because of Konami. I mean, once again, I hate to remind people, this is the same group that pulled the plug unceremoniously on PT, and you know, we can only sit there and think what if with PT and how good it could have been, but who knows. But yeah, I'm really worried for Silent Hill 2. And it says Silent 2 is not just any game, you know. It's, if you want to talk about genre defining games, Silent Hill 2 is definitely one of those genre defining games of the survival horror genre in its whole. I mean, it's one of the greatest of that genre, period. I don't think I have to explain that. I mean, I think that's pretty much obvious. And you're going to put that in the faith of the people at Konami at this point, like, to do all that. It's just, I'm really, really just nervous. I really am. And I've seen a bunch of people thinking, oh, how they're going to mess it up, and they're going to put a crap ton of just, you know, battle passes or stuff like that in it. And once again, it's not coming from a standpoint that I feel like there's no way they can do it right, because I'm not sitting there saying, oh my god, they got to be 100% as great as the original. Probably not going to reach those levels, but at least be a fun, satisfying, enjoyable game that you can be like, hey, you know what, I enjoyed it. But now I'm really just absolutely worried, and it just seems not fair for Silent Hill fans. I mean, in a year 2023 where we've had an excellent survival horror games come out, Dead Space Remake, Resident Evil 4 Remake, the Separate Ways DLC, Alan Wake 2, probably a bunch of other games, smaller games that I haven't personally played, but they're probably fun and enjoyable. And yet, we can't get a Silent Hill game that's at least respectable. And now you're trying to tell me that after they just did this whole thing with Ascension, you want me to have faith that they're going to make Silent Hill 2 Remake one of the most important games of the entire genre? You want me to believe they can do that? And I hope to be proven wrong, and I'll be happy to be proven wrong, but I don't think anyone can not agree with me being very, very fearful. I'm still optimistic, but more hopeful optimistic, but I'm still scared to death, because it would be a damn shame for one of these franchises, the greatest Silent Hill, to have to go through this. But I think it's like what I said when I had the option with my community post, you know, I guess suffering is part of being a Silent Hill fan, because, man, those poor guys, I said, reach out and give those poor fans a hug, because they suffer, man. I'll tell you what, it's like my saying I say at work, you know, even waterboarders give their victims a break every once in a while. Not Konami. They don't give any of their Silent Hill fans a break. They just constantly torture them. They put them just, oh my God, it's just unbelievable. And I just don't understand through their thought process how this is going to, because I could at least understand, you know, them doing decisions that may be greedy and money hungry, but at least I could understand them making money from it. I don't understand how this past Silent Hill game is going to make them anything but just piss off everyone to the point where they're just going to ignore them. So, but maybe there's enough people out there that support that kind of stuff. I don't know. Try to distance myself from it, because that is stuff just looking at it doesn't even look like a game. It just looks like a headache from hell. But that, unfortunately, is my opinion. I want to hear your guys' opinion about Silent Hill 2 Remake. Are you cautiously optimistic? Are you hopeful? Have you given up hope? Are you just sitting there saying, man, I'm just waiting for where this train wreck ends? Or do you think they can actually pull it off? At least a satisfying, enjoyable game. Let me know down in the comment section down below. But thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video, and hopefully I can see you guys back on the next one. Thanks, and I'll see you all later. Peace.